That's hot.
Oh, yeah.
Fitzy and
Sweet as.
Wippa.
Tackle It Tuesday, guys. It's Fitzy and Wippa with you on Nova for your podcast.
How are you finding the podcast, mate? Have you been listening?
Struggling. I don't know what a podcast means. I don't know what it does.
Oh, yeah, I listen.
I get told that I have to do a radio show, and then someone else tells me that you can hear it. You can hear it afterwards.
Yeah, that's the podcast officer. He walks around the building going, podcast, you do a podcast, you need to do a podcast. What do you like? Cooking. Great. Podcast
No,
and
that's
eggs.
Sam Payne. He works down in Melbourne.
Sorry. The podcast is great. I mean, I listen to it all the time, and when I think I'm thinking about something, I actually say it because I know what the break is. That's why I listen to the podcast.
So have we been cast in the role of it? Is
No,
that
it's
why?
not. It's not a theme scripted thing. It's the best bits of our show, and they put into the podcast.
And it's sponsored by Nespresso, so that's
think so,
pods
so-
and pods.
I think, and no one's going, and action. It doesn't happen like that. Like, we're not reading.
Quiet on set.
No, none of that.
What? So
One for
where do I have lines that I need to
No,
learn?
no.
Do we rehearse this?
No. What role would you play if you were to be like a superhero?
I would like to kiss someone for the first time. That's what we're doing
No,
in
that's
the
the
podcast.
story.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
that's the story we have on the
That was
podcast.
the lead-in.
No, I saw the segue.
Bugger it.
Just felt a bit clunky. You can do better than that.
First kisses, that's what we're talking about.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
We've all heard about waiting till you're married, yeah? We've all heard about that special one and that special thing could be considered crucial to some in a relationship. It's extremely intimate and extremely bonding. And some people, often for religious reasons, will wait until they're married, which makes for an absolute wild wedding night. If it goes to plan. This woman here, Caitlin, her and her boyfriend Drew, they've been together for 2 years. Not only are they waiting till they're married for that, they're also waiting till they're married before they kiss.
Oh. Is this religious reasons?
No. The sex part is. But this is just, why not go one step further to show our true commitment to each other and just hold back on the pash?
But wouldn't it be too late to figure that out? Like, you go on a couple of dates or even just one date and then the kiss sort of just happens. So they must have really had a preemptive chat.
Yeah, but they kissed on the lips, then they started spending time together when there wasn't much passion going on at all. So there was never really a heavy session.
So that's a friend zone. I don't think I'd be getting married.
You're living with a housemate.
Yeah.
I dare say that one side would be into it more than the other,
Oh, my
wouldn't
God,
they?
he'd be busting at the seams. And if you look at them, they're just normal-looking people. Sorry, I was assuming I'd look at the page and go, freak!
Oh, come on, mate.
Well, it's weird behaviour, isn't it?
But it wouldn't be part of the religion, would it?
No,
Is
it's
this
not.
a decision they've made themselves?
It was her idea, and to support, he said, yeah, absolutely. We've made a commitment to get married, but it's been 2 years, and they don't even kiss.
They're both wearing manly pride jerseys, though, which is good to see.
I think the problem here is when you build up that level of anticipation, after that moment, you're going to spend your whole relationship chasing the same high, and you're never going to find it again.
No, you're not.
Because,
Says it comes with a threat, though, of one party being a terrible kisser, one of the great sloppy jalopies. You don't want that.
Or has a rotted tooth.
A rotted tooth, so bad breath. And then, so not only on the wedding night do you have to get sort of the first kiss out of the way, as in a pash, throw a tongue in, then you've got to go even further. You're going to need the week off.
That'll
make your whole week.
Yeah, but it's got to be the right moment. The first kiss is always the best, and I threw away my first kiss.
Hey.
No, because it was with Kate Ridley, and it was at the Year 7 graduation, and I told you the kids put up this this fencing around out the back so no one could see, and all the couples that were at the Year 7 graduation would go in and everyone would count to see how long you
kissed for.
And I'm like, this is not romantic. This is not what I visioned what my first kiss was going to be. When I've got, Dion Atkinson there going, 1, 2,
Oh, Dion.
it's only 8 seconds. That's not how I wanted it, Sam.
How many seconds was it?
It was 18.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
know what?
good breathing technique.
Yeah,
Oh,
with
man.
tongue.
Well,
Circular breathing.
no. Well, Robert Hillman went for a minute and a half. And I was
Hello,
like,
did.
oh my
Too
god.
much.
He was giving it three
Someone
thumbs
was
up.
yelling out, suck her brains
Oh,
out
now
as
that
well. I'm going,
is- No.
And I
She'd have had a chin
I
rash.
actually
Oh,
thought
my
at that
God.
age,
Yeah.
can you do that?
No, you can't. Says, you know that chin rash comment?
Yeah.
Very sensitive towards me. Very, very sensitive.
Yeah, but
because
you get chin rashes regardless.
No, forget about my chin. When I
Oh.
was sort of in year 10-ish, they used to say that you could tell if I'd made out with a girl because of her chin.
Yeah, because some people dribble. The first guy
Not
I ever
dribble,
kissed
mate.
dribbled a lot. And then
Scratch.
yeah, okay.
Scratched.
Oh.
Sandpaper face.
Yeah, when Gary doesn't shave, I get scratched face. I don't love it.
I remember this girl, and I was in love with her.
don't have
Anyway,
time.
we started kissing, and she was like a mechanical arm. Her tongue was like a mechanical arm punching its way into my mouth, and it was so bad.
Terrible feedback for Christine.
It was.
Wow.
That's my mum. It was so bad to then try and train her to the pace, which I thought was more appropriate.
Train her?
Instead of the pound, 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 pound tongue that was trying to remove the back of my... It's like she was trying to pull my spine through my mouth.
That is...
I nearly died. I
And
nearly died. And I was so upset
That
because
is
she
not
used...
the job of a maths teacher. Whether you've been craving the ocean, snow, mountains, or city lights, there are so many possibilities for you and your next trip.
Make up for missed holidays and explore more of Oz with whatif.com.
Jump online or on the What If app.
What If? It's Aussie for travel.
David, get there remembering something that I'm struggling to do as I'm getting older. I need to do more brain games, I think.
Mate, Wordle.
Yeah, Wordle's pretty good.
Good luck, guys.
Sudoku I got back into again as well. It's amazing when you get back into Sudoku how
I've never got into it.
quickly you can get good at it.
Really?
But at the start, you're like, oh my God, I've been here for 40 minutes and I still can't get through an easy Sudoku.
Do your kids do wordscapes? Do
No.
they do that one, Fitz?
No,
Does
they-
Louis do wordscapes, Tommy? Says you might be a bit young.
Bit young.
Words
Yeah.
for friends? For words,
Words with
friends?
Oh, yeah, that
friends.
was
That's a
fun.
good one.
That was an old flirt.
Mark's given us a call from Preston's. What did you want to talk about this morning, Mark?
Morning, guys.
Hey, mate.
You may not remember, but yesterday you were talking about mates who don't split winnings.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
A couple of years ago, I went on the NRL footy show, big footy fan, and they had this competition where you pass the cash. So I got some tickets. I invited my mate along for free, sat down. He asked if he could switch seats because he wanted the aisle seat. That happened to be the lucky seat that got picked for the passing competition. He won $5,000, gave me absolutely zero. My dog,
You're kidding me. I mean, you're there as a team and not even a beer in it for you, Mark.
nothing. And I had to drive him home.
And you gave up your seat for him?
Yeah, he asked for it, and I obliged. What a great mate.
Do you know what, Tommy? It might be in the system somewhere as well, but when I was 13 years of age, I got on a radio show in Adelaide.
Yes, that's
It was
right.
called Double Your Money.
Well, you won something.
So, yeah, it was sporting questions, Sarah, and if you got
Funny.
one right, you could take the cash or you could double your money.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Well, all you can hear is me whispering the question to Dad in the background, going, "Who's on the bottom of the ladder? Who's on the bottom of the ladder?" So I won $40. Won $40. It was $20 if you got it.
Right.
Doubled my money, and then I went, "Nah, I'm out."
Nah, too much. Can't lose this amount. There's no way I'm going to risk it, Mark. Thanks for your call. Sadie, welcome to the show. What did you want to chat about this morning? G'day, Sades. Hey, Sadie, cleaning lady.
Sadie's only 10 years of age. I want to chat to her. Are you there, Sades? No, we'll come back. Well, let's go to Declan in the Blue Mountains. What did you want to talk about, Deck?
Good morning, Fitzy and Wippa. How you going?
Good, mate. What's happening?
Mate, I was the champion in my under-15s high school high jump.
Oh, were you?
I had a crush on this one girl, and when it came to the final competition in the regionals, she was there watching, and I just gone straight to the middle of the pole. Didn't get anywhere near it and lost.
It put you off your game, Declan.
It sure did.
Declan, I mean, that was your chance to shine, mate. I mean, she was there, obviously, to see you do your best.
I just wanted to show her how high I could jump too, you know?
Do you know,
and girls love guys that can jump high.
isn't it amazing at sports day at school? Because I remember Terry Jo Draper. She was the fastest girl going around, and I remember the first time in the 100, and I just didn't know how quick she was. And I turned around, I could see this girl, and she was beating everyone by about 5 metres. And there was this moment where it was just all in slow motion.
Sure.
And it was just like, oh my gosh.
I'm never going to catch her.
She is so beautiful.
And she
Look
learned
at her hair.
She learned to run away from you. Hey, Declan, did anything happen with this girl that you were keen on, buddy?
No, not at all, mate. She didn't look at me twice after that.
I mean, that would be. I mean, do you still jump these days?
That was the end of his high jump career. Wow.
It was.
Hey, we got Sadie. Sadie's there. You there, Sades?
Yeah,
Oh, great. What did you want to chat about this morning?
I'm going on school camp in 2 weeks.
Oh, how much fun. Where are you going, Sadie?
Cockatoo Island.
Oh, awesome. We've camped. So you camp there in the tent, Sadie?
Yeah.
There's so much to do. You know, there's the tunnel. We went through there, didn't we? There's a tunnel that goes underneath the rock through Cockatoo
I
Island.
didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that either.
And how many days are you there for?
2.
2.
Oh, that'll be so much fun.
Will you be getting any sleep at all, Sadie, or you and the girls will be staying up all night having some fun?
Probably staying up all night.
Yeah.
Sadie, make sure what I would do, sneak a whole lot of lollies into your bag and then
Exactly.
organise a bit of a midnight snack, get the girls around and drive the teachers through the roof because you're on such a sugar high, there's no way you'll sleep.
Sadie, actually, do you know what my son did? And this was pretty genius, I thought, is that you get the glue stick. You know the
Yoo-hoo
wind up,
glue?
the Yoo-hoo glue, the glue sticks that wind.
Yeah.
So you take all the glue out of there, and then you clean on the inside. And then what he did, he melted down some Starburst lollies, poured it into the glue stick, and everyone thought he was sucking on his glue stick the whole time, but it was Starburst.
Oh, convincing. Really convincing. Oh, there's Huey, he's just chroming behind the tree over there, sniffing glue. Oh, no.
This lends itself to a future in a certain industry.
So you get a
doesn't it,
little hip
Fitz?
flask. You can fill it full of red cordial.
No, you cannot do that,
Good on
Sadie.
you, Sadie. Have fun, all right?
Thank
I
you.
was going to give Sadie the ultimate Penfolds wine experience, but I thought...
Take that to camp.
No, you know what? I'm going to give it to Mark in Preston's. He missed out on the 5K at the footy show. Mark, that's yours this morning, buddy.
Hey, thanks. What a way to start a Tuesday.
Good on you, Mark. Have a good one, buddy.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
So, yeah, Sarah's 40th's just around the corner. And we're preparing for it. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be massive.
None of you will know about it, so don't worry.
Have you got any idea of what you want to do for your birthday?
I thought I'd do what you did and have a lunch posed as something else and not invite anyone from the team.
Oh!
No, not how you did your 40th.
No, I had all my schoolmates from Melbourne fly up, says.
That
I mean,
sounds
if you
like
want
a
to do
party
that,
to me.
and
sure,
Tom.
go for it.
And Tom.
A few
And
others
Hamish
from here.
Blake.
Melbourne crew.
Yeah.
Melbourne crew. It was a Melbourne party.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, was it
Why was-
exclusively?
Oh,
Yeah.
mate.
What about the Andre Bocelli guy? Was he from Melbourne?
He was my principal at school, and he was
Who performed?
and the magician. That was my grade 3 teacher. So they've gone on to do some amazing things.
No,
This
not
is about
planning
you,
anything.
says. We're busy organising something for you.
Okay,
You know,
sure.
the gift can be, it's really hard. I hate, finding a gift that really means something. I always try to find something that every time they use it, that they remember you.
Yep.
So, that's why I like an old vintage record player, or when you put vinyl on, I did that with Tommy Williams for his 50th. So every time he puts a record on, you remember it. So I'm trying to think of something for Sarah. This is an absolute belter. And look, I'm probably giving it away that it's already been done, but there is a morning show over in the UK, Philip and Holly.
Yes.
And a
Love that
lady
show.
went on there yesterday and revealed to everyone, and I want you to listen in right at the end as well, because there was someone else involved, what she received for her 40th birthday.
On your 40th birthday, you set yourself a challenge, which was that you would sleep with 40 men in one day.
That was my birthday present for myself.
I'm surprised you could walk after that.
Jeez.
Bit of a sore back, but no, it's fine.
And did you afterwards think, what am I doing?
No.
No.
I had the most fantastic day. Afterwards, me and husband sat there then, having a drink all night.
Husband? Hang on a minute.
What
So,
a weird
are
thing.
you telling me Gary's not going to be part of the 40? Well, then
he
I'll
will
take.
be there
Well, then I'll take
the
number
whole
one.
time celebrating with his wife.
And they repeat, it was
No,
40
different men.
Different men.
Yeah.
No thanks.
13 24
Wow.
10. If you'd like to celebrate Sarah's 40th.
Oh, lovely.
Can I take a
Soliciting.
ticket?
Sorry, mate.
Happen to be anywhere in the 40.
I think you've actually
Had a shot at the title in the past, missed my chance.
No, Matt, you're
Before
out.
we continue, I am a person and I am sitting here.
Oh my gosh, I just couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's real because Tommy, I'm trying to find out more
I think it
details
is real.
of this woman.
Yeah, that was just her thing.
And
That's what she was into.
She went on. That's like going on Larry and Kylie's show.
I know, it doesn't really seem the same, does
How do
it?
they find them over there? They always deliver the goods. Holly and whoever it is.
It's not. That's one person every 1.5 hours.
Yeah, oh, that's pretty relaxed.
1.5 people. So every 40 minutes. That's
The
all right.
weird thing with if you're the common denominator though, and you're the consistent, then aren't you bored?
You would be so bored by the end of it, wouldn't you?
Meet number 35. Here's Terry.
Do they also? How do they work out the lineup?
Oh,
Where? Who? Like? How,
Could you not turn to me as though I'm actually going to think about it?
And
I
you
don't
show,
know.
you got to show up at the house maybe 40 minutes in advance because I guess once you're done, you're going to head off. But you're not going to get there if you're bloke 40 when bloke 1's there.
well,
This
that's
is
the
the
thing,
thing.
It's a scheduling nightmare.
isn't it? Trying to coordinate this is.
I mean,
and
is
then,
there
hang on.
lunch breaks?
Yeah, and then number 25 hasn't turned up because his car's broken down or there's a crash on the M4. So that's awkward because it's your 40th and not your 39th.
Do you know what it reminds me of? And we've all been. Have you guys
We've all
been to
been
a
there.
movie junket? You know when you go to a movie
Yeah,
junket
yeah,
and
yeah.
they have to do 40 interviews in a day.
Yeah.
And like you did Hemsworth the other day. Him and Taika Waititi, and they like to have a coffee in between. They like to have a break. Can I just have a break?
Yeah,
I'm
I need a
tired.
break. I'm tired. The other thing is, too, Fitz, like a junket, you have to introduce where you're from.
Yeah.
So it would be, g'day, Shane from from the drill section, Bunnings. All right, are you ready, Shane? Okay, she'll let you know when it's enough.
Plus, you've got an allotment of time, right? So if one bloke runs early, is that handy? Or if one, yeah, these are just on. How am I, Thomas Brian Ivy, the one that's stepping over the line here? I'm just your logistics guy.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, Sarah,
he's on running order. Dragoot's on running order.
When is it, Sarah? Feb?
What? No, March.
March for 1 month off. We've got plenty of time to
Heaps
prepare.
of time.
Yeah,
So
don't worry
register
about
now
it,
on the
though.
Nova player.
We'll start by touring with Ed Sheeran's private member this Friday.
Can we not tie the two things together,
I'm
please?
just setting the tone of manhood, says, that's all.
Well done. Happy 40th, Seb.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
And I sang that song the other day when I came home and I'd had my back lasered. When I'm bringing sexy back, honey. Have a look at this. Bringing it back to the house. What a treat for you. Rub your hands all over this.
Have you had it done?
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Oh, it's just a back with no hair on it. It's not that riveting.
Oh, we've never seen you with a back with no
Really?
hair on it. No,
Haven't you?
no, never. It's
pretty-
always been because you
it's
take
pretty-
hair medication. It was really thick.
Yeah, that's why I did it. Had to balance it out. I mean, the hair's beautiful on top.
So will it grow back?
I don't know. The laser's improved since I got it done the first
How
time.
much does it cost?
It cost about $300.
Usually you need quite a few sessions, though,
You
don't
do. But when I first did it back when I was like 20, so 25 years ago or something, it was so painful to the point where they were just wiping tissues of blood off my back.
Yeah.
Like they put a thick black carbon paste into my back and it went into the hair follicles. Like they scraped it on with a big paddle pop stick.
Yep.
And then, because the laser's attracted to the darkness, it just shatters the hair follicle. It took 4 hours to do my whole back.
So Pete Laser did it.
Not Pete Laser, no.
Can we get Josh come around because we'll get a video.
It's
Put
hot.
that up on Instagram.
It's really hot. You'll like
Oh,
it.
well, just start. Well, as
I'm
you're
not going to take my
starting this
shirt
one.
off.
Go on, we want
Although-
to see your back.
I love that you have to ask, whereas a few days ago, Wippa just took his shirt off and showed me his back when unrequested.
Did I really?
Yeah, you did.
What did you think?
I said to you, I was amazed
Josh,
because there's
yeah.
no hair and your arms.
Can
there's
we?
nothing.
Can you
Beautiful.
Instagram live this?
No, we're
Josh?
not
Take
Instagramming
your shirt off,
live.
go on.
Guys, I'm trying to tell a story about a divorce party.
Well, tell your story. Go onto the Fitzy and Wippa Instagram account, and I want to see.
This is really boring for me to take my shirt off. It's just a back without no hair on it.
No, I just want to see your back.
You got a bit of music, mate, if I'm doing a strip show. This is
Better
not
leave your
your
hat on.
average Tuesday morning, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
but it is.
Is it going to look weird because there's so much hair on your chest?
No, I don't think so. The weirder part is when I take my pants off and it looks like where I'm wearing leggings, like black leggings, because there's just hair from the waistline down.
What about your shoulders and the triceps?
No, I got that done as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so...
This is interesting.
Wait till you see it. It's pretty bare. And his biceps are all clear as well.
Starting to flex now, Josh.
Should have done some push-ups.
Been doing radio for 18 years, and I just didn't think it was going to get any better.
The
Turn
Instagram
it
Live,
round.
guys, is in the hundreds.
Wow.
Already.
Let's have a look. Oh,
Look at that. It is
wow.
clear
So the
as.
shoulders and your triceps.
Sexy
No,
back.
look, it stops at your arms. Why do you keep
No,
going?
you can't keep going.
You got to leave natural
You got to
hair.
stop it there. That's where all the growth came from, the hair meds.
Oh.
Yeah, thanks, Macca. Was that you or a sound effect? Someone's wolf whistling, and I'll take it.
You got some cracked elbows. Get some
I'll
cream
get
on
some
those.
moisturiser onto the elbows. You know what I'm going to do today?
It doesn't look right, though.
What do you mean? I'm going to take off my shirt and wander past a few building sites, if you know what I mean. A couple of the fellas wolf whistling. Hey, chuck us a pie or a mother. Let's celebrate together, because I have bought sexy back. Thank you, Justin, for singing that song.
Oh, yuck.
Hey.
How do you think Lisa's going? And I credit her because since I had it done, she has done so well to control herself. Has pretended she's not interested.
It's given her headaches.
And
she's
like it hasn't happened. And I know she's looking at me like I'm some sort of fresh piece of meat.
Nah, man.
Which upsets me because I'm brains as well, not just brawn.
A lot of people on Instagram
What am I
Live
saying, Tom?
Hunter's saying it's time to do the front. Whopper.
It's not Whopper, it's Whipper.
Friend of the show and legend
yep.
Maddie Burke says,
Maddie.
ha ha ha, slick whip.
Yes. I'm fast, Maddie. I'm really fast.
That. I mean, we could, if you lay down on the floor into the studio here, we could wipe our feet on your chest as
But
we
it
come in.
feels, I've been watching the swimming, and last night when I was watching, and I
you
saw
would sink
Cody
to the
Simpson.
bottom.
No,
You
no,
would
no.
sink to the bottom.
I was looking and I was thinking, besides a little bit of broadness on the shoulders and a few tats, not a lot of difference between Cody Simpson and myself.
Just
Mate,
20 years and 40 kilos.
As far as rigs go.
That would be like, that's like you would have, that's like you trying to win the 100-metre freestyle with the moo-moo, swimming with the moo-moo.
No, it's
That's
not
how
with the
much hair
moo-moo.
you have.
It's not. I mean, there's a little bit of hair going around, but it looked good. Says
The
is
back
still
looks
smiling.
good. Your back looks great, and your arms.
There you
I
go.
think leave the chest hair. You don't want to look.
No, I'm
You're not
gonna
an athlete.
No.
Don't
Do you know
shave
what? I
it up.
trimmed the chest hair once.
It gets
It looked
itchy. doesn't it?
terrible. It looked really,
You're a guy with
really.
hair. Like,
yeah, I'm
embrace
a
it. Body hair's
masculine
good.
man.
Yeah.
So, bad luck. The divorce parties are
No,
over.
we're going to do that. Do you know what? Mum was part of the school committee, right? And they worked the tuck shop and the
Oh, the
second-hand
little-
clothing store, yeah?
A little didn't you did it?
Yeah,
committee.
little
Right.
committee. And she said there was one woman there, and she said she loved her husband's back hair because she loved to rub her nails and scratch them through the back hair when they were making love.
I get that.
I'd like to meet her.
No,
You
but
get
that's
that,
why-
do you?
Yeah, because I love
good.
chest hair.
You like hair.
I don't really care back whatever. I'm
I've
not
married the
100%.
wrong woman.
No, you really haven't.
What about shoulder and tricep hair? Do you like that, Sarah? Is
So
that a
many
turn
people
on?
have that on their Tinder bios.
No, just work on the monobrow next.
The monobrow's fine, mate.
You're like a Sesame Street character.
It's
That
been
will set
sorted. The monobrow's good.
Okay, stick around. Divorce parties next.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
Let's talk about Gabriella. Gabriella, she was sick of her marriage. It was over. The lover died, guys. They hadn't made out for a couple of years. Forget about it. They were just like, they weren't even friends. They were just living under the same roof, so they finally called it quits. Gabriella said, you know what? I'm going to get the girls together and we are going to celebrate. Organised a bit of a drinks at her place. All the girls gathered round. What they didn't know, their friends, was that Gabriella had organised a bit of a surprise as well. She'd organised some topless waiters to arrive. Hello. Couple of guys with trays. Sometimes they wear aprons with no pants, or just a little G-banger. You may have seen that at a hen's party before as the girls giggle through a penis straw.
Oh, they're I mean, see, you would have been to a couple of these before, but do they really get into it, the girls, or are they? It's just more laughing and you're
It's a
giggling
bit
the
of a
whole
mix,
time.
isn't it? There's always a mate who really wants to get up there and have
Is
a good
there?
time. Yeah, there's always one who's having a ripper.
Is that
but-
Tula?
No, but
No.
you can
It would be
say
Tula.
whatever you like. She's international
Is she
at the moment,
overseas now?
so you go
It was
for it.
Tula.
It was Tula, totally.
Because they always ask for a volunteer out of the audience, and there's always
Mm-hmm.
someone that is always hands up straight away. I'll do it. I'll do it.
This this isn't a strip show. This is just the topless waiter.
No, well,
I got called up on
Sorry,
stage
where are
for
you,
what
mate?
you're talking
What
about
party
there
are
on
you at?
Kentucky. We were in Amsterdam. And they made me go up on stage.
And what did you have to do, Seth?
I got thrown around a bit by a very strong man.
How was it?
It was uncomfortable. It was
is
a
it?
room of people cheering.
Oh,
Just
man.
writing that down. Another idea for your 40th birthday.
Do you know what? There's a mate of ours, Robbie Long, you know Man Mountain. Man Mountain used to always get pulled out into the middle of the circle for these sorts of things. And twice on 2 different occasions, he was told to take his shirt off. He had his belt removed. And it was put around his neck and he was marched around like a dog. And on the second go, I just remember him looking up going, not again.
Oh, poor Man Mountain.
Oh, Man Mountain.
He's done
It's
it
the last
again.
sort of party.
Big St. Bernard getting led around.
They never called him that. Anyway, Gabriella, she woke up the next morning with one hell of a hangover, but she also woke up with a text message from one of the topless waiters. Hope you're feeling okay. An honour to serve you last night. Love to serve you again.
Ooh, okay. How did they get the number?
Because she organised it, so
Right.
direct messaging. Anyway, they both had the same last name, so they played on that joke for a little bit, and then they caught up again. She's now married to the topless waiter and has 2 kids. In love forevermore.
Well, Tim Robards was a topless waiter. It's not the.
But that's not how he met Anna.
No, but he was. So there's nothing wrong with it as a jumping off point of employment.
Well, remember the story we told, Tommy, when you were a girl who had a hen's party, and you're right, this wasn't a topless waiter, this was a further entertainer. Yeah. And his nickname was the Panther. And at the hen's party, the bride-to-be, hooked up with the Panther.
Oh, Wakanda forever.
Huh? He hooked up with the Panther, broke up the marriage,
Oh, that's a shame.
and took off with the Panther.
Wow.
They crawled away into the jungle together.
Well, I told you that other story. This is an even better story.
Can't be.
A bride in the car with her maid of honour, Sarah, and the bridal party on the way to her wedding strikes up a conversation with the driver. This is with a guy that I grew up with. Mm-hmm. They're late. They're half an hour late for the wedding, and he's like, "Where is she?" She finally gets there, goes through with the
wedding.
With the wedding, they go away on a honeymoon, but she's off in the distance. She's thinking about something else. She struck up such a good relationship with the driver. When they get back from the honeymoon, she gets in contact with him. She's currently with the driver and left her husband that she just married.
And they're still together.
You're kidding me.
Just from that first impression she got from the
Wow.
driver
He must
on
have
the way
been
to her own wedding.
A really good driver. Indicate mirrors, head check, turn. Wow, how does he do that? That is so sexy.
Imagine that first phone call.
Oh, did you see how he went round that roundabout? Oh my God, that was so hard.
Do you remember you drove me to my wedding? Oh, we had such a great conversation. Do you want to catch up for a coffee?
But you're married. No, I'm not, because I haven't been able to stop thinking about you. 13, 24, 10.
Strange.
Have you hooked up with the hired help? Tommy, let's throw it out there. I know we're going to get to the news and all of that formal
That's all right.
stuff.
Yeah.
But it'd be great to hear if someone's hooked up with the hired help.
Love that.
You're listening to the Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
Lights, camera, hilarity.
Ooh, Sarah.
The top trending stories in entertainment. Beyonce has been forced to take a line out of one of the songs in her Renaissance
Oh, yeah, what was that
album.
for?
So this is the song "Heated."
Heated, yeah, we've played this.
We have. One of the words she uses, she says, spazzing on that ass, spaz on that ass, which the word is used in a colloquial way to mean she's meaning going crazy or go wild, but obviously it is not a
Because
word.
Kanye uses it.
Spaz.
Yeah, Lizzo, yes,
Does
correct.
he?
Lizzo used it recently, and she also was forced to apologise and remove it from a song.
Doesn't feel right, does it?
Not in the slightest, but it was not intentional.
No.
But they didn't.
But
yeah.
they're right. That community don't like the word.
No, and
Lizzo
fine.
took it down straight away.
Straight away, and so has-
Beyonce's not.
No,
Or she
is.
has.
Yeah,
Okay,
she's
got it.
removed it. No, they're both on board. It's
Right.
Yeah, she switched it to just say "Hold me back."
Right,
Yeah.
okay, because Fitz was also convinced this song was about your swimming pool.
Yes.
Heated.
I just thought
That's
it
right.
was
swimming
I thought you
pool.
meant mine. I was like, I don't have a pool, but that would be awesome.
Or your spa, but nothing to do with it, mate.
No, nothing to do
Absolutely
with
nothing
that.
to do with it.
Guys, Amber Heard has been forced to sell her home in order to try and pay out these fees to Johnny Depp. It turns out that the problem with this is it's still just not going away because because she is going to appeal. She was apparently offered millions of dollars in the divorce settlement originally and said no, and they have documentation saying as much. She didn't want anything from him other than the amount she got that she donated to charity. Unfortunately for Johnny, one of the details that has now come out is that Johnny cannot actually always...
what's the word?
Perform in the bedroom. He has a dysfunction of a particular variety which would lend...
That's quite common.
Yeah, there's a nasal spray for that, isn't there, Tom?
Apparently so.
Guys, don't bring me into this.
Do you know what I mean?
Sorry.
A lot of
I was
AM
just seeing what's
stations
coming up on the show
advertise
next, Tom. That's all I want.
That's all I do.
The thing is, it does lend a little bit of weight to some of the stories that Amber has told along the way, particularly Johnny being fairly abusive in frustration and using implements in place of himself. Anyway, it's really,
implements?
Yeah.
Like what, a couple of paddle pop sticks and some gaffer tape or something?
I think he was more generous thinking of himself. But,
okay.
yeah. Anyway, so more and more details. Sadly, that story just not going away yet.
Keep us up to speed on that.
Yeah, maybe. And finally, guys, Alan Fletcher, Neighbours, Dr. Carl, has revealed, after 28 years of telling people don't ask me for advice, I'm not a real doctor, he wants to study medicine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What a great idea.
So funny.
Wouldn't it? It's
Who's your
pretty
doctor?
amazing.
Because didn't Greg Evans become a celebrant?
I think so.
He did.
Yeah.
Did he?
Married people.
It's a significantly less amount of work to become a celebrant to a doctor.
True.
I mean, good on Alan if he wants to after this long. But yeah, he said that he'd like to study medicine now. He feels so comfortable with it, I guess.
But if you were going to do that, he would need to change his name to Carl Kennedy.
No, you really can't
He
rock
would.
around with that.
I'm Dr. Carl Kennedy. Yeah, but you're acting as a doctor, but I'm now a real doctor. Show me your tonsils.
Well, I think didn't John Howard or one of those guys become a copper after Blue Healers or something?
Really?
Or-
Oh, I thought you meant the
John
PM.
Wood.
I was like, no, he just became an ex-PM. I don't think he did
I love the
anything.
idea of that a
Yeah.
character could turn into that real person.
I would go to that. I would
So would
go
I.
to Dr. Alan Fletcher.
Just for a signature. Oh my God, give me a script and sign that.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
Let me sing that song.
Song. For your Tuesday morning, guys. MDG, good to have you back. We've got a big round of song coming up, guys. Tommy streaming live on the Fitzy Wippa Facebook page as the numbers flood the site.
Yeah, almost
Flood
as
it,
many
mate.
numbers as when you took your shirt off in the
that was
6 o'clock hour.
in the hundreds.
Yeah.
Is that it lasered everyone?
Looks beautiful.
God,
So
just imagine how many
smooth.
machines they would have had to go through.
Well, started with
Oh, that one's gone. Can I bring in roll in another one?
started with Jim's mowing. No, first I had the Dollar Dog Wash. I got it shampooed. Got in the back of the little
They
trailer
actually
that they
had to
turn
get
up with.
one of those high-powered lasers that people use on aeroplanes.
You could hear it. The power.
Going to rip his back apart. How
power
are we going
cut
to
out.
how are we going to get through that forest?
Let's move on. Here we go. Can't go out in the first round. The word is baby.
Baby, Justin Bieber.
Yep.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Yep, Brittany. Sarah, where were you? You were going for MDG.
Baby got back.
Baby
Oh,
got
good
back.
one. Always be my baby, Mariah Carey.
How does that go? It will always be
What? You don't
my
make
baby.
anyone else sing. Yeah, you
Well
already
done,
know
guys.
it.
That's exactly how the game is played. No one could bow out, and we move through to round two. Oh,
Thank
thanks,
you,
Macca.
Macca.
Thanks, Macca. Saved Sarah singing, but as it turns out, she's gone over the top.
She just uses Mariah Carey songs.
Who?
It's a
mate.
way of cheating.
Sarah.
She's got enough of them.
Sarah's got the back catalogue on her computer in front of her.
I used to love Mariah.
JustMariah.com.
Yeah.
Here we go, guys. The word is girl or girls.
Girls just want to have fun.
Girls on
James.
film.
Girls on film. How's that go?
Seriously?
Girls on film.
Thank you.
No. Is that?
Was that it?
Mika.
Mika?
Yeah, big girls, they
You
are beautiful. Is that right?
Yes, great song.
MDG, where are you?
Fat bottom girls. Sorry.
What on
Love
MDG?
that
It is a
song.
ripper.
Great song. All right, here we go, guys. You're flying through that round three. The word is say.
Say my
Say.
name, say my name.
Hello.
Say you will, foreigner.
Say you will, say you won't.
I just want to say.
Love that song.
I just want to say that I love you.
I just
just
called
called.
to say.
Hey, mate.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute, MDG. Where are you? Where are you?
Say my name, say my name.
Say you're out. 'cause
Say my name.
Child.
Did you do that, Tommy?
Tommy did it.
Tommy, lock that. Sorry, MDG.
It's all good.
A little bit of powder on the forehead required this morning, but that's okay.
Very rich from you, mate.
Thank you for playing MDG. Fitzy's lost in the moment. Here we go. The word is black.
Back in black. ACDC.
Yep. Been very casual this morning, Ryan. Confident and casual. Sarah.
Black.
It don't matter.
Tick-tock on the clock.
Black and gold Sam Sparrow.
There it is.
Oh, Michael Jackson, black or white.
Well done.
Tommy, well done.
Show Sarah the page.
Can't read, that's why I don't have my
Doesn't have her glasses on. She's blind as a bat. Great song. I showed the boys the black and white film clip the other day. Awesome film clip. Macaulay Culkin flies through the roof, lands in Africa. What?
That sounds great.
Cool.
What else did you do in your personal
We had a really
time?
big week.
Massive weekend for the whip fleets.
Shouldn't reveal all. Here we go. Tom, Ryan, Sarah. 3 remain. The word is young.
Young at heart.
We were.
Yep.
Forever young.
I want to be forever young.
We are free.
Yeah,
Keep
young,
our
wild and
teeth
free.
nice and clean. Supergrass.
Wow, there
Great.
it is. Well done, guys. Really flying through it this morning. Tom, much feedback coming through online from
Yeah.
the hundreds to the thousands.
No, absolutely. People listening from all over the world. We've got Maddie in Warrnambool this morning
Love
down in
Warrnambool,
Victoria. And -2 for Nerida out in Orange this morning, guys.
Good on you, Nerida. Thanks for tuning in. We love you. The word is moon.
Fly to the moon and back.
Oh,
Sam
Savage
Garden.
Garden.
Moon. Moon shadow. Moon
Moon shadow, moon shadow.
Come on, Tommy.
I'm being followed by a moon.
Oh, that puts me off.
Did Cat Stevens do the original of
No.
that?
Moon
Go.
river.
River.
Da-na-na-na-na.
Yeah.
Too late?
No, you got it.
Tom, you're in, you're through.
Yeah.
You scraped it, mate.
Okay.
Bad Moon Rising, Credence.
Oh, like that song.
Frank Sinatra, Fly Me to the Moon. Thanks, Macca.
Yeah. Among the stars.
Here we go, guys. Moving on. The word is mine. Like it's mine.
Yours and mine at that pink song. You, mine,
Just you and your hand tonight, I think, is what you're thinking of.
Mine.
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 Blue sky mine.
Oh,
no, that's Blue
Does
Sky
it?
Mining.
No, it's not.
Oh, I
Blue
really
Sky
wouldn't
Mine.
argue with Fitz on Midnight Oil.
Blue Sky Mine.
But the word would...
Tom, have you won this?
Oh, you might have.
No, it's Blue
Tom?
Sky Mining.
Sky mine.
Is it
Blue
a
Sky
song?
Mining. It's Blue,
Sky Mine.
But in the song, do they
Blue
don't
Sky
they say, because
Mining.
if I
No,
work
they
all
don't.
day on the blue sky mine, there'll be
Yeah,
days...
good on
He's won it with the oils.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
I was just saying off air that hard rubbish at our place at the moment. And when I got home yesterday, my beautiful wife Lisa had put the 2 billy carts I made for the boys out for someone else to enjoy.
They've got BMW engines in them as well.
They
which
do,
is-
yeah. One's a BMW, one's a Range Rover engine. No, they were handcrafted by myself, out of timber. Put the wheels on it, put the whole thing, put the brakes, got the grip. Kids loved them.
A lot of work.
How often do they use
They
them?
loved them for about an hour.
They do take up a bit of room,
Not
though,
the
don't
point,
they?
mate. They were built by Dad for kids.
Yeah.
You know, they even have a like a plate on the back of them where your name is written, so you know whose billy cart
But
it is. And
if
they
they-
chose the colours of them, and I painted all the timber in the backyard.
But if
put the
they
wheels
got
on.
older, would you be offended? Because we're still holding on, I shouldn't say this, to a set of shelves that Gary's dad made. And he won't get rid of them because his dad made them. I'm like,
No, thanks.
I get it. And your dad's very talented, but they're sort of now just in the
Says-
garage propping up stuff.
Under the house where we have our little storage area, Lisa's got her grandma's sewing kit.
Yeah, see, stuff like that. What are you going to do with that?
I know. I watched Grand Designs. How good's Grand Designs the other day? Do you know what I love about Grand Designs is you get halfway through the show and then the people that are building the house realise, ooh, the budget. We're going a bit over the budget and I don't think we've got the money.
Isn't it phenomenal? And when they're on the show and you think to yourself, if you've agreed to go on the show, right?
Yeah,
the show
yeah.
comes knocking
Yeah.
because they see your DA go in. The show comes knocking and you say, yeah. You're not going to say yeah without not having seen the show. every build costs more and takes longer to complete. And every episode, they're on there going, oh, I can't believe it's going to cost more.
Well, you know,
oh, mate, it's taken longer than I thought. It's taken another 6 months.
On the later series of the Australian one, there's one house that's not even completed, but they just showed you what they've done so far at the end.
Awesome.
And they're like, oh, we might come back to it. I think they've been following it for 4 years.
What's his name? Winter?
Neil Whitaker?
No, Winter. It's not Andrew Winter doesn't do grand designs.
He does. What's the design show he does?
He does something else. But
do you know what happened with Andrew Winter? Like, Lisa and I watch that show, and we love it, whatever it's called.
Selling houses?
Yeah. So, anyway, that big charity event on Wharf Award, that we go along to,
the Sony
event, right? We're there, and Lisa and I are there, and then we see Andrew Winter. I said, oh, my God. Honey, there he is. Like, this is our big moment. It's like I've seen a superstar. So we've got to go and say hello. We're going to go and introduce ourselves. And I thought, I'm probably a bit presumptuous, I'd had a couple of drinks, that maybe he'd heard of the Fitzy and Wippa show because we've been running for a decade here in Sydney, the town he lives in. And I said, Andrew, hello, mate. Lovely to meet you. Wippa's my name. And he goes, oh, hi, nice to meet you. He goes, what do you do? And I said, I work in radio at Nova. I'm part of the show, Fitzy and Wippa.
Didn't help you wearing a Nova hoodie?
No. And then he turns to Lisa and says, oh, are you Fitzy? Oh, this is not good, Andrew. This is really not good.
Is that your Andrew?
And I said, no, I said, Andrew, that's my wife, Lisa. But Fitzy's the other guy I work with. We did the show from 6 to 9, but weekdays.
Does something happen at the end?
No, it was my heart was broken because the conversation very quickly ran out of steam. Really ran out of steam. Where I just had to say, Andrew, really good. No, I'm just sharing my Andrew Winter story. I can expand on it and do a separate podcast for those that maybe just tuned in and only caught the end.
Andrew Winter is coming.
And don't say hello because he won't know who you is. Andrew Winter is coming.
Stick around for the Winter Files.
Poor Andrew.
Hey guys, we've got lots of fun phone topics today. And at the end, we've got the Winter Files.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
There is a large box in the room.
Collect from Ed Sheeran.
It is a giant member. We are touring Ed Sheeran's giant green and gold member around Sydney.
I've got my nephew's 27th birthday coming up and we need 2 extra members.
You guys have inspired me to introduce Team Member of the Week. If you guys came along and presented the member to whoever it may be that week.
We've got a golf day going on. That would be a crowd pleaser, I'm telling you. And if you're down there, we might even get you to call the meat raffle as well.
Why not, mate? Pardon the pun. I mean, I've never seen a Johnson of this size. I mean, it is an absolute masterpiece, isn't it? To think that Ed Sheeran would gift not only the Fitzy and Wippa team these 2 giant members, but Sydney the opportunity to see them, get a photo with them, hand-painted by Ed Sheeran, weighing 40 kilos each.
He would have forgotten about this. Because we spoke to him 7 months ago. He would have had someone in his team, he would have painted them, but then he would have forgotten about it. This is the thing, but we want to show him that it's not just a gift that's arrived at our door and we're going to forget about it. We want Sydney to embrace it.
The gift that keeps on giving. 13 24 10. What do you got on this Friday when we tour? We could turn up to your workplace, your party. Could be a wedding, could be a hen's party, could be a girls' lunch. Do you know what's exciting too, guys? Everything looks sorted for Friday. We've got our van we're going to be travelling around in. We've got Big Moe, who's our security guard. Of course, these things are very valuable. But a big announcement here, if you've got a drum roll in the system at all, Macca. I'm about to show you the team outfit.
Oh,
have a look at that green and gold Fitzy and Wippa's Private Members Club.
That is amazing.
Look at that.
That is
Are you
funny.
happy with? I know you weren't happy with the material.
I love the material.
You didn't want the parachute material.
This is, mate. This is
Wow.
teamwork,
mate.
Look at this. What a squad.
That looks amazing. You look.
Feels very Com Games.
I hope so, Says, because we take this very seriously, and it matches the penis.
You look like a volunteer.
What do you mean?
A little bit.
Not an athlete.
Well done. Oh, there you go. There's the tracksuits. We'll be wearing those. Lisa's given us a call from Menai. What event have you got on Friday, Lise?
Hey, yeah, I'm heading to a sports bar in the city to watch the Com Games and celebrate my birthday.
Oh, gee, it would fit in there. And you'd like Ed's member to turn up?
definitely. My
Lise-
husband will love it.
Well done. What birthday is it for you, Lise?
It'll be my 33rd.
Okay.
Oh, wow, great idea. Tommy, write that down.
Yeah, consider it locked in, Lise.
Yay!
Can we shout a couple of drinks as well, Tommy?
Yeah, you bet we can.
Well done, mate.
Put Ed's member behind the bar.
Yeah.
Julia from Austral, what event have you got Friday?
Hey guys, I've got my brother's 21st birthday on.
Look, this could get loose.
Why is it?
But I've got a lot of church people going to be there.
Oh.
It's so inappropriate at our photo booth.
It sounds perfect then, doesn't it? It sounds absolutely perfect. Everyone going to be having a drink though? Julia?
Kind of, only selected few, but not too many.
Well, Julia,
this is great.
I tell you what, we can keep it
And
quiet.
I'm probably going to get murdered.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, that's funny, and we can keep it quiet. The church have been very good at doing that over the years.
And the great thing is we can pick the crowd and the moment, Julia, because there's a special box that's been made for this. It's on wheels. There's dry ice and smoke coming up underneath it, and then we reveal it in this big grand moment. It's got lights. It's got speakers. And then you see it there in all its glory. So if we feel the crowd isn't right, then we will not release the beast.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm worried about, though? That you do this massive presentation, everyone goes, wow, we take the photo, and then it's like...
All right, let's get that out of here.
All right, guys,
Oh,
we've got to hit
fly,
the road.
gotta fly. Chelsea and Waverley, welcome to the show. You got an idea of where we could turn up to?
I do. So I'm part of a Bondi Ocean Swimming group called Salties, and we meet at 6:15 on a Friday morning and do a point-to-point swim. But our caps are actually the same gorgeous yellow colour as the member.
Oh.
So we're thinking, why not whack a cap on it, chuck it in an IRB with you guys and Bondi lifeguards, and Ed Sheeran's member can join us for a point-to-point swim.
Wow. That is amazing.
Phenomenal.
Do you know what I would love to see? You know how Laird Hamilton, Chelsea, the big wave surfer, do you know how they train to stay under the water for so long, and they get huge rocks and they run across the ocean bed? Maybe we could wonder if one of your members could do it with our member and get some vision of someone
Underwater.
running along the Bondi ocean bed.
How good would that be?
With a member.
100%. It would definitely give a whole new meaning to Free Willy.
Oh, very good, Chelsea. That's what we needed.
Jeez, we wouldn't want that to come off. If one of those members come off the IRB, it's very heavy.
very
We're
heavy.
not getting it back
Yeah,
up.
who's going to get that out? Get caught in a shark net. That'd be awkward. All right, we've had a couple of other emails come through. This is one here. It says, Whopper. No, well, it's Whipper. I've got a job interview as a shipment handler for Dick Smith in the warehouse. Friday.
Dick Smith's still going.
Dick Smith is firing, mate. Huge. We want you to roll through and maybe break the ice for this job interview. Thanks, Jared. We'll think about it. Hey, Fitzy and Wippa. My fiancé Matt and I are getting married in Tamworth this Friday. Country Dick. I like this. We love Ed Sheeran. Could he make an appearance on the dance floor?
It's not bad.
Tamworth's already got a big golden guitar. Surely it makes sense to bring in a golden member.
That is a great idea. All right, keep your suggestions coming. If you've got something on this Friday, go to the Fitzy and Wippa Instagram account, DM us there, and we could be calling you back. We'd love to see you this Friday.
Yeah, 100%, guys. Also, is this locked in?
Yeah.
How good is this? We've put a bit of pressure on you, Tommy.
Yeah, so much
Because we
pressure.
said not only did we want to turn up, we want to turn up and hand out tickets to Ed Sheeran's concert.
Yeah.
Can you confirm right here, right now, that anybody we visit will get tickets to Ed Sheeran?
Wherever we go, we will have Ed Sheeran tickets for you, just for you, for seeing the member in the flesh.
That's why he's the best, Tommy.
Wow.
I don't know how you do it, mate.
So exciting.
I don't know how you do it.
He does it through the company. Well, it's quite
I
easy.
do know how you do it, but
Emails
as a
and
sort of standard
terms and
saying
conditions.
as we keep the energy alive.
Emailed the record company. They said, "Here you go for it."
I don't know how you do
I
it,
just
Tommy.
went online and bought them, but
I don't know how you do it, mate.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
I want to talk about midlife crisis. And I want to talk about dads. Do most men go through a midlife crisis? Is there a moment?
Did Mick Fitzgerald? Was there a moment you thought, hang on a minute, why is he driving that convertible?
Dad was always pretty grumpy. There wasn't a significant moment where, Dad didn't have the money to buy a sports car or anything like that.
Did he live his life in a midlife crisis?
Here's a story for you. BJ's father, how's this? Loved sports cars, and there was a moment where the marriage broke down between BJ's mum and dad, and he decided to pack up and go and fix boats in far north Queensland in one of his sports car. Left the family and just went up far north Queensland.
For how long?
Well, unfortunately, he went up there and unfortunately passed away up there, Seth.
Oh, that's sad.
So he was up there for a while.
Does it worry you if you're saying your dad's grumpy that you'll turn into your dad?
Oh, without a doubt. I know.
Does that play on your mind?
I'm feeling like I'm doing that now.
We've never thought Fitzy was grumpy, have we, guys? Guys?
Oh, no.
Hey,
That's
everyone.
no, I think my main source of grumpiness is sitting next to you in an office. It's the worst part of the day ever.
I did notice when we built the new studios that you guys no longer sit next to each other. I sit in the
You're
middle of
between
you.
us.
Thank
Yes.
you for that.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
That
Helping
was
Sarah.
a request
I'll
that's
kill
in
him.
my contract.
What?
This is a story of Ian Reeves, 57 years of age now, but Ian, unfortunately, the pandemic wasn't good for Ian because he broke up with his wife and also his hair loss product business went into receivership. Just no one was buying it. I don't know if it was working. So what he did, he sat down with his kids and said, look, I'm having a midlife crisis. He was honest with them and he said, I know you're going to inherit the house, but I'm selling the house and I'm buying a pimped up motorhome and I'm just travelling the world in it.
See you later.
I'm out of here.
How much fun.
So he's done his motorbike. He did his motorbike test at the age of 51. He went paragliding at 52. He's travelling in his motorhome. I just love the lifestyle. I love travelling around. I know it's a midlife crisis. There's Ian there next to his motorhome.
Yeah.
In his pink polo, Sarah, and he is single and ready to mingle.
You know you've made it.
What's wrong with just living your life? You get to an age, you retire. Like, if you want to go travel with the motorhome, do it.
I agree.
Do you think men use it as an excuse? Like,
The midlife.
Honey, you know we can't afford that boat. Sorry, midlife crisis. What about that racehorse you just bought? Sorry, midlife crisis.
Do you get to it? I mean, I'm at the age now when you want to look after the kids. Like, everything's about looking after the kids. But I think I reckon you get to the next stage where you're like, you know what? Stuff the kids. There's got to be an element of me working hard my whole life, and I want to do something that I want to do. I want to travel. I still don't think I've travelled enough.
Yep.
So I'm just waiting for those two kids to move out of home, and I'm hitting the road, man.
Yeah, but you're also
Kentucky.
keeping a bit of a close eye. I mean, my parents are in their 70s, and their health is okay, but you keep a bit of a close eye on their spending, don't you reckon?
No.
And your grandparents?
No,
What
parents.
do you mean you watch your parents spending? You're
you
their
just
kid.
Slow down on your spending. We don't know how much longer you'll be here. Make sure there's a bit in the tank, you know what I mean, Mum and Dad?
I reckon you're going to be all right.
I don't know. Oh, do you really need that holiday, Mum and
Do
Dad?
you do it, though, so that you don't have to be out of pocket if one of them goes into a home?
Hadn't thought of that.
Because that's
Really
where
good
I
thought.
think you'd be less annoyed that they're, cavorting around France, more annoyed when they say, oh, I need to go into a facility and I blew all the money on a trip.
We joke with Dad that he's moving into Perry Park, which is the old age home where we grew up. And the best thing about it is that his sister, Auntie Trish, she's cleaned Perry Park her whole life, so we get a cheaper deal.
Do you really?
Yep.
Do you know the thing is, what scares me, says, if they say, well, I'm not going into a nursing home, and then you've got to pay for the staff to come to the house. Now, that's going to clean things up a bit. Ever think about that, Mum and Dad?
Neil's giving us a call from Blacktown. What's your dad's midlife crisis, Neil? What's going on?
Hey, Neil.
Hello. Morning, guys.
Hey, mate.
How are you?
Yeah, really good, Neil. How's the midlife crisis going for Dad?
Oh, well, it's still going. Like I was saying, he's turning 70 next year, and he's got into this whole frantic notion where he has been since the last 20 years, getting different haircuts and different colours on his hair. The weirdest he had when I was there, kind of, he's got dark black hair, and he went golden spots, just like a cheetah.
What's he put tips in his hair, Neil?
Sorry?
He put tips in his hair at the age of 6. Oh, good effort. What else is anything else he's doing, Neil?
No, he's just going crazy hairstyles and things. I just basically shave my hair, and then he goes like, "Oh, I'm turning 70, but I still colour my hair and I still do fancy things." And you're just like shaving your hair.
You
and
know,
I'm like,
Neil, I reckon he'll go from hair to possibly tattoos. Can you get a tat when you're 70, or is your skin too thin? I reckon he might start to ink up a bit, Neil. Keep an eye on him.
Not bad.
Will do.
Hey, gather around, kids, and have a look at the snake and dagger on my back.
Oh, jeez, it's a bit droopy. Did you see that grandmother the other day who turned 100 and jumped out of a plane?
Yeah.
Extraordinary effort.
You've got, as a family, you'd have to pull her aside there and just say, look, I don't know if your heart could take that.
No.
You know? I mean, you can't even do it at the age of 58.
Can't. I don't want to do it.
No.
Tommy, welcome to the show. What's your dad's midlife crisis?
Oh, g'day, guys. Yeah, it's never stopped. Midlife crisis has been going on and on, mate. It started with go-karts. Then him and I ended up getting dirt bikes.
Awesome.
He went flying a model aeroplane. And now he's got the Dominator, the biggest caravan in the world. So,
you're kidding me.
Now they're off camping. So it's just on and on and on.
Do you get an invite, Tommy? Do you get an invite with a caravan? Do you get an invite with a caravan?
Yeah, we did actually, but they're off around Australia, so good on them. But yeah, we'll be joining them at some point. They came to stay with us in Wyong recently, so it's good on them. I reckon they're having a ball.
And is your mum adventurous as well, Tommy?
Yeah, both of them, for sure.
I'm actually, after hearing that, I'm really looking forward to a midlife crisis.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
I'm going to have a country change, I think. Like head bush.
Is there menopause as well, Sid? Can I say that?
Menopause?
Do we go through that stage where we start getting grumpier?
You'll have to tell me in the next few years.
Biologically, probably no. Does anything
do you have the
besides
hormone changes,
a
you
drop in testosterone?
Well, that would be the same equivalent, wouldn't it?
Well, it does happen.
After 40, I think it drops.
Don't know.
Because I know guys that stay on it. They take medication to stay on it.
Doesn't that impact your goods?
Well, this is what I said as well. I said, well, that's...
Does anything happen, yeah.
I mean, it happens for a reason. You have to slow down at some stage. And they're like, no, we're never getting old, man. We're never getting old.
No way.
Ridiculous.
Let me know when human growth is ready to go.
Illegal too.
Love to get on the gear.
Actually, that reminds me, I've got to take one.
Right now?
Can I remind everybody, Fitzy's got 6 wigs in the cupboard above his desk.
Bring in the drip.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
Sarah's given us a call from Maroubra. Tell us about your old man, Sarah.
Hey guys, so my dad in his 20s was living in London.
Yep.
And come his mid-40s, he decided, I've had enough and I'm upping and going back to London. I'm reliving my 20s. And Mum said, well, what about us and your 3 kids? And he was like, well, all right, I guess you can come too. So we up and moved to London for a year and then travelled like the Griswolds in a tiny car for 6 months through Europe.
So how old were you, Sarah, when that happened?
I was 5.
Wow. Okay, so you were still young. You could still do it. So did you have a year off school?
Yep. So I went to school we all went to school for a year in London and then we missed school for 6 months.
See, I'd love to do that.
Fun.
Yeah.
Throw it to the wind.
Well, see, Carrie just did it, but she was only over there for 3 months. But just to pack everything up. Kate Langbrook did it. She did it for a couple of years in Italy, and then the pandemic hit.
Where would you go? Imagine doing Bali for a year, you know?
That's not up your alley.
What do you mean?
See, I would love to do Bali for a year.
You should.
Just cruising around on...
You could do the show from there.
You would need your Positanos or your regional France.
Oh, I'd probably head to Europe. Tom and I would probably take the families to the Champagne region.
I still remember when I came.
It was not the French Riviera. You get the story wrong every time.
But he's going to go for it anyway.
The drive show. And I asked Tommy what he's doing in his holidays, Ryan Shelton and Monty, and they were going up to the Hunter Valley. We're doing this, doing that. What about you, Whip? Oh, I've just met a girl. I'm thinking about taking her over to the French Riviera.
It's not true. She lived in London. She was already over there, and we didn't go to the French Riviera. But by all means, go ahead.
Didn't go well, though, did it, Mike?
Well, there was a bit of an issue there. There was a few issues when I got over there. In fact, I should have gone to Bali with her. It would have been a hell of a lot cheaper.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
Yesterday we were talking about home surgery and the little operations you might do on yourself and how far you'd actually go. One man, disaster for him. He's ended up in hospital. He's done a bit of home DIY surgery. He said, I found this on YouTube. There was a clip and it spoke through exactly what you needed to do, so I gave it a go because I couldn't afford a professional. He attempted a rhinoplasty on himself.
Oh.
That's a nose job.
A nose job, yeah. But did he stick the nail file up there or something?
No, that's where I think you actually cut under the nose, you lift it up, and then you trim the bridge of the nose.
What did you, in woodwork, you use the thing?
Plane.
A laver?
Plane.
Laver?
You're thinking of a lathe?
Lathe?
But that's a plane.
Oh, right, that's a plane.
But I thought the new way of doing it, you're right, the old way was to lift this, like the face up. But I thought the new way was that they literally get what looks like a nail file, which might be what Fitz is referring to, and they actually just have it under the skin and chisel down the bone.
It didn't really go to plan for him, unfortunately. He couldn't stop the bleeding after he'd cut underneath his nose and lifted his whole nose up. And the doctors said, shame, shame, shame. He didn't even use gloves. Not the biggest issue, the gloves, I don't think. He then attempted, and they had to clean up the work that he'd done, he'd stuck it back down with super glue.
I feel unwell.
God, it's just... I broke my nose once and clicked it back in. I didn't know, so I sort of looked at it in the mirror and I went, that's had a bit of an angle. And I went to go press my nose and it clicked back in. It was like a dislocation. It actually felt really satisfying.
Your nose is perfectly straight, though. Did you have to go and have it worked up?
Mate, I've seen some. Well, you see, Blake Ferguson that used to play footy as well. Have you seen his? His was at right angles.
What about...
Thinking, how could he ever breathe through that?
Old mate Tyndall.
Mike Tyndall, yeah.
I've never seen a nose like it.
It's all over his face.
Has he had that straightened?
No.
It's quite iconic. It almost takes an entire turn. It comes down and goes right out to the side and then comes back again.
Yeah, many scrums.
Imagine
on
the
his head.
snoring.
It's actually a brain teaser. It's a bit of a maze that you've got to try to get through.
Here's the start, here's the end.
You put the ball bearing in, you've got to try to get it to his brain.
When he picks his
really
nose, it would need to be like a hook finger going up and around, like a fish hook. 13 24 10 DIY. Let's continue it today, guys. If you've done a bit of home surgery, remember that story a while ago of the guy and his son, I think, took a really bad head fall and got a bad head knock, and then the brain started to swell. So he got on the phone to the ambulance. They needed to get there as quick as possible, but weren't going to be quick enough, and he ended up drilling into his son's skull to release the swelling in the brain.
Ooh,
that's extreme.
Home stitch-up jobs I'd love to hear from as well. Because remember, do you guys remember John Rambo? He was he had his own movie, Rambo.
Oh, yep. Johnny Rambo.
Remember he fell off a cliff and he fell down, but the tree broke his falsera and all the branches, and he landed okay, which is unbelievable. It was a movie. But when he got to the bottom, he had a big cut, I think, in his arm. And Sylvester had those huge muscles.
What did he do?
Stitched it up himself with the other.
Of course he did.
That's like rolling a durry with one hand. It was an unbelievable effort. He got out the pin and the needle. I don't know where he had it in his pocket, but he just stitched up his arm
with
himself.
A bit of thread.
Something a little more realistic. We had a blackout when we were kids, and Dad fell off a ladder and took off the whole front of his shin, ripped it. So in the dark, he just held a torch in his mouth and just stitched up his
it back
shin.
up. Oh, Dad, your shin.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of thick skin there to stitch.
Heather in Blacktown, what DIY procedure did you do at home?
Hi, I decided to pierce my own nose.
Oh God! Through the side or the bridge in the middle?
On the side, but I used a sewing needle that I cut off.
Yeah.
Oh.
What I didn't realise was that there was a chip of it, that I partially cut off.
Yeah.
And it got dislodged and ended up in, my eye socket.
So,
man.
So it started in your nose and went up to your eye socket, Heather, or?
Yeah, through my sinus.
Oh, yuck.
Oh, my God.
Did you I ended up with, a big eye sort of thing and antibiotics, and it was... Do not recommend.
And it ended up coming out your eye?
It was it was in under my eye. It was almost like a sty.
Yeah.
And then when they went to check it, there was it was hard. And they found this tiny chunk of metal just in there.
Did you look... Were you pretty cool, though, with the nose ring, Heather? Did you go through with it? Were you, sick with your friends and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
No, I ended up taking it out. I was a bit freaked out, but ended up getting it done years later.
Oh, you still got it done. That's
I don't mind a nose ring.
No,
Saw
hot.
someone the other day who
So
got the
hot.
middle bit of their nose done.
Yeah.
How do you blow your nose with that there?
How annoying.
I would get
you know what?
stuck boogies hanging off.
When you see a
gross.
bloke with a nose ring, you go, what are you doing?
You got an earring, didn't you?
I had an earring at the top of my ear. I did
So
that
that's
myself.
okay, but the nose is not.
a nose
No,
ring.
they're
But I
on the
was
same.
16 at the time.
Interesting.
When you see a fully grown man with a nose ring, you think, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
And what are you thinking? And how old are you to have a nose ring?
But an earring's
What
right.
is As a kid, yeah. I mean, you go through stages. You make
so
almost like
you
a
didn't make the
cuff ring.
decision. Someone else
No,
did
I
it for
learned
you.
from the mistake. So we all go through strange times growing up, and they're called
Did
the
you
dark years.
Have a cubic zirconia in it, or what did you have
I had a
there?
diamond. I had a Nike tick. I had a Nike tick, like
Oh,
Warnie.
Warnie.
Yeah, like Warnie. And then I got the other thing pierced.
Just eat it.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
We were just talking about DIY jobs at home. When you turn into your own surgeon, and Tori's given us a call from Cranebrook. Who's this? Was this your old man, Tori?
Yeah, it was my dad.
What did he do?
He cut his hand with an angle grinder down to the bone and tendon. Went to emergency. They kept delaying the procedure. He wanted to go away that weekend, so he was like, stuff it. My daughter's a vet nurse. I'll go home. Pulled all stuff out of the shed because he's got all stock. And then I just dressed his hand to compact it all together for the next few weeks, and it healed up perfectly.
Oh, there you go. And you stitched him up. Was it on the thumb, or where was it?
No, it was down his whole hand through the palm. So it was from like, he had a cut on the thumb, but it was from like the joint between your thumb and your pointer finger down to the other side of the palm.
So do you just use a normal needle for that, Tori, or it was a special?
I didn't even stitch it. I just put some like this wet dressing over it, and then put like a splint, and then just wrapped it nice and tight. Told him every 3 days we're redressing it. I said if it gets wet, we're changing it, and then healed up perfectly.
And I
There's
hope
like one tiny
you
little
charged
scar.
him through the roof too, Tori.
Oh, definitely.
Like a Labrador.
So you're a vet, Tori?
Vet nurse.
Vet nurse. Okay, so you watch these things and you can get all the material, but you're just winging it as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just winging it on people. My family think I'm a human nurse, and I get called multiple times, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
But I'll give it a go.
Why not?
Brownie's worked on humans before, without a doubt. I mean, you could.
If you're a vet and you're on an aeroplane and they say, is there a doctor on board? You put your hand up?
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah, you do. I'll have a crack at it.
You've got some medical know-how. It's just animals, not people. But you know the gist. You know how to.
We're all animals.
Tommy, would you put your hand up on a plane if someone said?
Because you did a nursing course.
Yeah, I did a nursing course. That's exactly right. I have in the past.
Have you?
I would do it again. Yeah.
Did you help out?
Yeah, I helped out.
What was the case?
It's just unfortunate the lady wasn't even sick.
She was afterwards.
One of the most impressive things we've seen Tom do is remember the stitch up where we had someone collapse down in the car park to see how Tom would react. He was, because I was with him, he was so impressive.
Very good.
So impressive.
Well, it was a good stitch up, but we didn't factor in the fact that other people watching it may call the ambulance.
Called an ambulance.
Yeah, that's right.
We copped a fine for that.
Sorry.
Tommy, on the aeroplane though, what was wrong with the passenger?
She had passed out.
Yeah.
I can't. She might have been diabetic actually and passed out.
So what did you do?
Oh, I just helped with some oxygen for her and just got her in the right position, the recovery position on
Grabbed
the
her
side.
wallet.
Cleared her airway.
I'm celebrating.
Took her
Tom
frequent
here.
flyer points.
Took her emergency exit seat.
Oh my God.
Well, if you're not using it.
And she had a beautiful meal there that I went through as well.
Strapped her up down the back.
Wonderful, guys. So thank you for your support. And
have you ever helped out on anything else, like someone down the street, or have you done mouth to mouth?
We're using a bag rather than
You didn't
my
want
own
a mouth.
My old man did. Yeah. As a lifesaver down at Port Noarlunga Beach, someone had drowned. Someone brought someone in out of the ocean and said this person's not breathing, and Dad brought him back to life.
Wow.
Scary, isn't
Get a
it?
hero award for that. Who was the person, Tom? When did you bag the mouth?
There was a few. Well, when I was
Have you
studying,
done a few of them?
Yeah, but that's
I love those
It's not
stories.
that interesting. They were fine. They came back to life. That was good. But
You're a hero,
a lot of. Thank you so much, Fitzy. A lot of people, they worry about catching germs from doing mouth to mouth.
Is that what the face shield is for?
Yeah. So having a face shield handy is good, but the main thing is the chest compressions. If there's no
So these days they don't say bother with the mouth, do they?
Well,
they just say
you should
stay in alive.
No, you should still, but the most important thing is the chest compressions and then the defibrillator.
Well, it's any orifice that you can.
Well, and
different.
And that's
You
that's
reckon? Well, you just got to go for it.
got into trouble on the plane with that one, but
I
no,
wouldn't.
it's
That
fine.
is-
guys. But thanks for the opportunity.
You know what? I
to
walked
share.
past a guy one time going to the
Old
footy.
ATM.
Yes, we're quick. Move
Walked
on.
past a guy, like this old sort of overweight guy, and he required that, and people were working on him, and it was so intense to watch. And I just kept walking. There's nothing I could do. What am I going to do? Put a blanket under his
Did you
head?
get him a Gladiator Running Club symbol?
I should have. Man, that guy in the car accident that day, he went home with a smile on his face. He wasn't worried about the lack of insurance anymore.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.